Hey, welcome back, guys. So today I'm going to be taking a look at this little drone by Apex. It's called the Batman drone. Now, this was sent to me from Bryan over at True Drone Reviews. So he's already reviewed this drone. So there's not really no reason to probably go over everything on this drone because he's already taken a look at it. I'm going to, if I remember, I'll link to his review of this. But he wanted me to give it a test flight and see if it flew erratically for me. And I did do a little flight with it yesterday, and it is a horrible flyer. Even with the Wi-Fi not connected, it's not too good. With the Wi-Fi connected, it seemed like it was even worse. Just a ton of control lag, as you'll see when we take it up here for this test flight. Now, it does use a 1080p camera, and it takes really nice video. Even though it's just screen recording, basically, it's just captured by the app. The video is really good, which makes it a bummer that this thing doesn't fly better because the video looked to me to be really good. Now, I was just viewing it on my phone, but it looked excellent. But you'd expect a nice big wide lens on 1080p. Looks really good. Of course it's foldable, and you fold it out and the arms just go into place. They don't actually, they kind of snap into place. I even busted one of the propellers. I had to put a spare on because the control lag was so bad that I'm used to being able to tell it to turn, or move, give it an input and it'll react. It is just enough delay that I slammed it into my house. Geez, if you do get this drone, put the prop guards on. I'm going to fly it without here today and hope that I can just kind of keep it away from stuff. So anyway, I'm going to we'll pause the video here and be right back. I'm going to bind up the controller and the app, and I said we'll just get the test flight in today. I'm not going to mess with the review in terms like the whole table review because Brian's already done this, so I'll try to link it to his video. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I have it bound, the controller and the app. So the camera just looks so nice. It's so unfortunate this thing does not fly better. If you choose to get this drone, you're probably going to want it for the camera, and then to control the camera you need to bind the app. And it seemed to me it was worse with the Wi-Fi connected, which would make sense. You get some interference between the controller and the Wi-Fi feed. I was only able to fly it without the Wi-Fi feed connected in my basement, so I didn't get really to open it up like I did with the Wi-Fi connected. But it seemed to me like there was less latency. But I think Bryan did it. I'm pretty sure, I know he came back with a second video where he flew it over the field with without his phone and Wi-Fi connected, and it was still a bad flyer for him. So let's go ahead and now we'll take it up. I'm going to start recording some video. I want to give you guys at least a chance to see the video quality of this Apex Batman drone. With just a picture-in-picture and some full screen, because at least on my phone it looked really good. Has nice colors and detail, which you expect for 1080p, but it also has it looked to me like there was no jello, at least on my phone. So let's go ahead and press the video record. To take off with this drone, you first have to unlock the props, which is down and out. There it is. Then you just press this takeoff button here in the middle. There's a little breeze kicking up right now. But whenever I had it in my basement, it was very stable. It's just the inputs. Look, now look at it. I'm giving it, let's do that again. I was giving it a left roll and it did nothing, and all of a sudden it took off and just wanted to go on me. So, okay, now right now I'm giving it left, look, it didn't. I gave it 3 left roll inputs, and it wasn't until the 3rd time before it finally did something. Let's give it forward pitch. Okay, that worked fine. Back pitch. Let's try left again. Okay, that time it's working. Right roll, left. Okay, so there's latency and there's lag, and then there's just times where it doesn't even respond to the command. Let's get it up a little higher. Now, if you get it up in an open area like this, where you're less likely to hit something, it's probably going to be a little bit easier to fly this. It says on here that on the top left bumper is the rates and the flips. I think the rates is just a quick tap of it. That's pretty fast yaw. Let's go ahead and, that should be the middle rate and the highest rate. The yaw doesn't appear to, yaw is very fast even on the lowest. That's too fast for a beginner. So I got it in the highest rate. It's pretty sporty. Boy, if this thing didn't have the latency issues, this would be a darn good drone. I think it said a long press does a flip. Let's try that. It flips pretty good too. I don't know how well I got that into my head cam there. I had it up a little high. Let's try it down here. Long press, do a left. Well, that didn't do anything. Let's try that again. There's a right flip. Now see, I was giving it left input there to tell it to do a left roll flip and it did nothing. Let's try that again. Now it works. Just, the controls are too flaky. Too flaky of controls and too much lag. It's a bummer because, ooh, see, that makes me worried just flying it in towards me because I don't know if is it going to respond to my inputs or am I going to end up flying it into my house. You wouldn't feel comfortable flying this very far away even with the FPV feed. Now the FPV feed, that was another thing I noticed too. Even though the video here looks really nice to me, it has a ton of drop frames. So I don't know how well this video is syncing up here in the review. It may be way off, out of sync. Because you know, it's just the apps is just recording the feed coming in to the phone. So it shouldn't. Typically, the feed that you see on your phone is the exact same that it's recorded. Now, if it had an SD card, which I don't see an SD card on this, I hope I didn't miss that. But if it had an SD card, then you could record the feed locally, and you would not get those drop frames that you get over the Wi-Fi feed. It just seems to have a really bad Wi-Fi module, and I don't know why the input, you know, these Wi-Fi FPV flyers, it's not uncommon to have some, input lag or latency issues when the Wi-Fi is connected, but I've never seen one this bad. I've seen it do weird things, like I've seen drones land or drop out of the sky and do goofy stuff with Wi-Fi connected, but I've not seen one, you know, that was this goofy of a flyer. I had one fly away on me once. You know, I've had some strange things happen. That's why I'm not a big fan of the Wi-Fi FPV anymore. They need to start going to the 5 gigahertz. Most people's phones can handle that. That at least eliminates the cross, interference with the controller. Well, it flies nice whenever it's behaving. That's the problem. When is it going to behave, and when is it going to all of a sudden not respond to a stick command, or it's going to be too slow to respond? You're going to end up slamming into something. Like I said, I slammed right into the brick above my garage yesterday and busted a prop. And it knocked the battery out. And I was recording video, and thankfully it did save the video. Typically, if you lose power before you stop recording a stream, in an app, that typically corrupts the video and you lose it. But I didn't. It actually did save the video. It preserved it. Yeah, this is unfortunate because this would be a really nice toy drone, especially with the camera. This is, from a little bit of footage that I saw in the initial flight yesterday, I just looked at that footage a while ago. Some of the best toy video on a toy drone I've ever seen. For one, 1080p is almost unheard of on a toy. Some of the lower end GPS drones, like the Hubsan Desire, has a similar 1080p camera, but that's a little more expensive than this. I don't know what this cost. I didn't ask Bryan what he paid for it. He buys probably 90% of the stuff that he gets. And it sounds like it's got a low voltage beep. Wow, how cool is that? Because that's something I saw on that little Snaptane, and it is very unusual. And these are the last 2 drones I've reviewed are from Bryan, and both of them seem to have a low voltage telemetry on them. That is really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording here. Not start a new one. Okay, let's see. Did that stop? No, let's try it again here. There we go. It's a little goofy on stopping recording. Let's go ahead and bring it over here, and we'll, I know I got it out of the view there for you guys. And go ahead and press the landing button. All right. It's unfortunate because this drone has a lot of potential. The LEDs there, as you can see, are not super easy to see on this little guy, and a little blue light on top. I don't know. This has a lot of potential. The camera's excellent, and it's sporty. I'm gonna turn off the controller here. It flies, you know, it flies good when it behaves. And the low battery telemetry, I mean, I can't believe I get 2 drones in a row with that. Maybe that's going to become more common, but I can't recommend this, obviously, just like Bryan did. You can't, it's too hard to fly. Especially if you're a beginner, you're going to crash this thing, you're going to bust it up. Even if someone experienced like myself, it's just not, you're nervous when you're flying it because you don't know when it's going to behave and when it's not going to respond, or it's going to respond slow. So maybe Apex will do something to rectify this and release another version, because this camera looked really nice, and they have some potential here if they are willing to fix the issue. So I don't know what that flight time was. It seemed to be decent. So you know, overall, they just got some things they got to work on. All right, guys, well, that wraps up this flight of the Apex Batman drone. Bryan over at True Drones Reviews sent me, so I appreciate him sending me that. Be sure to subscribe, guys, if you're not a subscriber, and click the bell down there so you know when I upload another video. And as always, guys, have a great day.
The power of the dark side.